All right, we're going to do chapter 2. Here's a little wild, but it's okay. Chapter 2 includes the miracle at Cana. On the third day, there was a wedding at Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there, and both Jesus and his disciples were invited to the wedding. When the wine was all gone, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no more wine." Jesus said to her, "Dear woman, what is that to you and to me?" There's a little side note here. To fail to provide for the wedding guests would bring disgrace on the groom. So Jesus probably was related to this groom, probably a cousin or something, possibly. And maybe that's why Mary was concerned. That was their family and didn't want to bring disgrace upon the groom. Or it could have been related to the bride, don't know. Jesus said to her, "Dear woman, what is that to you and to me?" And this is kind of a Hebrew idiom for what to me and to you. In other words, is that our problem? That's another way of saying that in our terminology. But that was the idiom they used. My time to act and to be revealed has yet to come. His mother said to the servants, "Whatever he says to you, do it." See, this is Jesus' mother. Jesus is going to obey his mother. Even though he thinks, hey, it's not my time, he's still going to obey his mom because it's his mom. And she really wants him to do this. So he's not going to tell her no. He just said, it isn't really my time yet. But she knows he'll do what she says. And it's for a good cause. So she turns around and tells the servants, whatever he says, you do it. Now there were 6 stone water pots set there for the Jewish custom of purification, ceremonial washing, containing 20 to 30 gallons each. Big old jars, heavy ones. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the water pots with water." So they went and filled them up to the brim. Then he said to them, "Draw some out now and take it to the head waiter of the banquet." So they took it to him. And when the head waiter tasted the water, which had turned into wine, not knowing where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew, he called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone else serves his best wine first. And when people have drunk freely or become intoxicated, then he serves that which is not so good." See, because they'll never know they're already drunk, so it all tastes the same after a while. "But you have kept back the good wine until now." This, the first of his signs, attesting miracles, Jesus did in Cana of Galilee, and revealed his glory, displaying his deity and his great power openly, and his disciples believed confidently in him as the Messiah. They had hereto trusted in and relied on him, is the implication. After this, he went down to Capernaum, he and his mother and brothers and his disciples, and they stayed there a few days. Now the Passover of the Jews was approaching, so Jesus went up to Jerusalem. And in the temple enclosure, he found the people who were selling oxen and sheep, doves, and all that for the sacrifice. And the money changers were sitting at their tables, because there's people coming in from other areas that would have used other money, or maybe someone just needed to make change. They were kind of like bankers in there. So Jesus saw this and was like, he made a whip of cords and drove them all out of the temple with the sheep and the oxen, and he scattered the coins and the money changers and overturned their tables. So Jesus like, choo, choo, pow. Then to those who were selling the doves, he said, "Take these things away. Stop making my Father's house a place of commerce. This ain't Walmart. Get out of here. This is my Father's house." To put it in the vernacular of someone who lives in my area. His disciples remembered that it is written in the scripture, zeal means love and concern, "Zeal for your house and its honor will consume me." Then the Jews retorted, "What sign can you show us as proof of your authority for doing these things?" In other words, what gives you the right? Who are you to tell us? Jesus answered them, "Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up." Then the Jews replied, It took 46 years to build this temple, and you will raise it up in 3 days? But he was speaking of the temple, which was his body. So when he had risen from the dead, his disciples remembered what he had said, and they believed and trusted in and relied on the scripture and the words that Jesus had spoken. Now when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover feast, many believed in his name and identified themselves with him after seeing his signs and testing miracles, which he was doing. But Jesus, for his part, did not entrust himself to them, because he knew all people and understood the superficiality and fickleness of human nature. And he did not need anyone to testify concerning man and human nature, for he himself knew what was in man, in their hearts, in the very core of their being. See, Jesus knows all hearts. None of us live perfect lives, but he knows all hearts, and he knows how we really are. And that concludes chapter 2.